Well, hello everybody, and hopefully, first the audio is coming in. I've never had so much of a pain setting up my my headset, even though it was working the last time I was streaming. So it happens. But yeah, so let me know if the audio is not coming in, or if it's coming in, if it's not loud enough. I can turn it up. Yeah, welcome. It's been a while since my last stream. Did a little bit of traveling for a couple of weeks, and then had a little bit of kind of just a lot of stuff going on around the house, and did not get to stream as much as I would have wanted to. But yeah, for at least over the past couple of weeks, I'll be able to. I'm going to share with you a little bit of the stuff that I've done, um, as well as a little bit more insight into kind of the story of the game, as well as um, and today I was thinking of maybe adding a little bit of life into the world. You'll see there's like a host of individuals around here. Namely, these guys are just there were some outfit tests that I was doing, but these guys out here, let me just actually clear a few of them out. They're kind of like the cast, I would say. So let me just remove two of them that are not important. All right. So um, let's kind of turn on. I'll just change the time of day, but for now, I just wanted to show you kind of how the NPCs, at least in the current state, behave. And what we'll do is we'll add a couple of activities. I've shown this in a previous clip some time ago, and now at least I'm able to kind of benefit off of that work a little bit in this town area. And so yeah, let's jump into game, and I'll show you how these guys behave. And you've probably seen some of this before, but right now there's kind of two different NPCs. So the ones that you interact with, kind of part of the story and so on, and the ones that are just kind of filling the world. So if you played in video games, you'd be the ones that you kind of cross. You pass by on the street, you can't really interact with them. They would kind of look at you, just kind of pass on through. Maybe they have like a couple of default um, talks, let's say, like, stay away from me, or like, what do you want? You know, um, so this is kind of what I've had here. So whenever you look at these guys, let me just minimize some things out here. So this is kind of how these guys work. Um, and they're just kind of hanging back here, and they look like they're chanting. There's no audio at the moment, but what they have is once you and there's the dog. You've probably seen them before, but once you like get into their little interaction area, they would look at you, and they might say a couple of words. Like right now, what they would do is if I interact with them a couple of times, or not interact, but like kind of get into their space a couple of times, they would say is like, I think, do I know you, or some um, like a kind of a default little chat. You can't really do anything with them. They're just there. So and then you have, like I said, kind of the main characters they can actually talk to, and I've started giving them names, and they can share a bunch of. Some of those might get a little similar, so it's gonna matter quite a lot, kind of where I place the characters. Just kind of turn on the lights here. So yeah, like I said, these guys, they have their names, so these are kind of like uh, the main characters. And then, like I said, you have these kind of separate characters that are just kind of filling world, they kind of march from this place to the next place, maybe sit down, maybe do a little bit of these guys are doing, feeling like they chat. And of course, you got the dog, so it's it's not talking to Alex, but I don't have an interaction text for him yet, so that's why it's kind of just it still has the old one. So let's see, we can like pet him a little bit, but um, and um, and yeah, so these guys at the same time, they have their kind of idling different so like this guy is kind of leaning against the wall. This guy is just idling here a little bit. And what I was planning on showing is kind of setting them up with what I call activities. So meaning they would like go from one place, one activity to the next and perform that activity. Either like, sitting down or, maybe chatting with somebody else, depending on that. So that way, kind of just giving a little bit more of something happening. So before we go into that, I wanted to kind of just share a little bit of a little bit more on the story and what. Let me just kind of turn on the lights or like where is the sky? Just so we can see a little bit better. All right, so one thing that you'll notice if I zoom out, you'll notice like this fencing out here and these like observation posts. So basically what it is, uh, and I think I might have shared a little bit of this in previous streams, but um, the people that have taken over this town, this area, have like kind of put everybody in these little. They split the town into sections. So this would be one section here, which is this area. I've kind of talked about sections before. So, this is one here. Another one is going to be over here, and another one here, and another one here. And you remember I was showing the sewer. That would be one way to get between these sections that um, that house some of these, let's say, hostages. And that way you can uh, kind of work out the story and get the missions. Now, the reason for you being here is, and I was talking about kind of the main characters. So these two, and yeah, they kind of share the same outfit, so at least for now. So these two, Lucas and Maya, these are some kind of like childhood friends, and you haven't heard from them in a while. They've gone into like a trip in this area, and you haven't heard any news from them. So what you doing? You wanna go and kind of look for them. So that's when your plane crashes, and then you got to start uh, kind of walking around, getting into these locations in the city, and finding out details from the people living here of one, what happened, and maybe kind of find these two guys. So also the way that I wanted to showcase that is in creating a Polaroid, and basically kind of a Polaroid with their image that would be hanging on the airplane dashboard, kind of, and in the background, you, the player, would kind of, hey, where have these guys gone? I haven't really worked out kind of the entire statement, but you know, I'm coming to find you guys, and kind of just telling a little bit of what you're trying to do. And so what I wanted to do is kind of create a Polaroid with these guys kind of having like doing a pose, like just be, kind of maybe in front of this lake over here, kind of by the bench or some kind of thing like that. So basically like a selfie. Oh, hey, man, thank you so much. Uh, yeah, that's So I am on Bluetooth right now. If anybody else is online, can you guys tell me if that's happening as well? I hate these headphones, they're crappy. Yeah, let me know if it's coming in a little bit. I can't really tell. Unfortunately, I wish I would be able to. Uh, yeah, I try to go with Bluetooth because the cable is no longer working, and these are like really expensive headphones. Take them back probably. So I try to go on a wired connection with these as well. If the audio is still coming in poorly. And thank you, Maniac. Thank you so much. Like I said, let me know if the audio improved a little bit. I've tried to plug it in. Yeah, bear with me for 1 second. Let me see if I can switch the audio. So I try to go with wired connection now, and I'm not sure if the audio went down or not. Let's see. Maybe is it any better now? I'm hoping it was just because of my um, I went to Bluetooth and not sure how well Windows does Bluetooth. But yeah, let me know if the audio is coming in a little bit better. At least I'm hoping that it might. Um, and yeah, unfortunately, I can't really tell from OBS if anything like that, so I'm relying on you guys. All right, so as I was saying, the characters, the people that you're looking for, uh, are, they what I was planning on doing is to have them kind of strike a pose, so to speak, in using the control rig in Unreal and kind of like a quick kind of controller rig face to to snap like um, um, a selfie basically. So what I was thinking of is pretty much it's pretty basic actually. It's something like this. So let me grab them out of this separate level. and I'll show you what I mean. So maybe somewhere over here. Oh, thank you so much, Maniac. I'm happy that it sounds better. All right, so we got the two people that you're basically looking for, and yeah, right now I know they have um, the same outfit, and yes, the hand color does not match the faces, so that was just something that I need to fix because of how the skeletons were set up and the the non-interactive NPCs are set up. Yeah, so basically, what you can do is you can set up um, a sequence and actually paste in a control rig for the face. And I'll probably do that later on tonight and hopefully have something to show tomorrow if for anybody else that might be interested, because I might stumble a little bit with I haven't worked with sequences that much, but I've experimented with it a little bit and it seems to be working okay. Yeah, so basically it would be me just literally taking a screenshot of them kind of, making a silly face or something like that um, for the little Polaroid photo that you have. So yeah, that's kind of adding a little bit to the story. And like I said, you'll see like these areas that are like fenced in right now, like around here and back around here. Of course, and the guards are going to be on top. And one thing to note about this area is these are like kind of safe areas. So once you enter this area, the enemies won't shoot at you, basically. If you once you're out of them, yeah, you're like fair game. So um, it's um, it's and that's why I kind of like the sewer system to travel between these. But if you're outside of that, yeah, they will shoot at you. So, that's kind of, once you kind of infiltrated this area in a sense. So, since these people are held hostages in these camps, let's call them camps, um, they um, they would think you're one of them. Oh, hey, Hisham, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what I wanted to do is, like I said, use a couple of these guys, and I'm actually gonna um, show you what I was planning on doing here. So let me just also bring them outside of this NPC level. I just use that kind of as a placeholder. Um, let's just do like this. All right. So now we have that. I can probably hide this or kind of move it away for a little bit because it is a little bit processor intensive having all these metahumans in the same area. And let's also kind of bring out the little dog and this little pit out of here as well. Oh, I hate references. Oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever with these references. Okay, so that one's going to be there for now, but let's paste that in here. All right, so let's grab one of these NPCs and I'll duplicate them. So the one that what I'm using for this is actually an expansion, or not an expansion, but I've adapted the functionality from the crowd character, which basically these are here. So this one, these ones are just the crowd character from the city sample because they had a really well set up for how they manage um, kind of the skin texture, the outfits, and kind of the face, so the face mesh. And so with that, it's really easy for me to grab um, one of these guys, right? And go into his settings here. And again, like I say, these are like non-interactable NPCs. They're just, kind of filling the world. So let me see. Oh, Hisham, what are these meshes? Did you create them, or are they? They're meta humans. But the clothing themselves are from Sketchfab. So these are kind of CC0, of course, with crediting for the authors that I'm gonna do that in my credits. Um, and there's like a variety of authors that have some of these meshes. And what I did is I've imported them, retextured. Actually, I think I've retextured almost all of them, and and exported them into the engine, parented to the metahuman, and and there they are. So now I can change this easily by using like a different head, a different skin textures, um, so which gets applied to the hands and the face. And then also let's change some of the. You can also change the hair index. I've added this so it's like a hat. So if it wears a hat like that, but I can also add the hair index, which would be like that, or some of them are like the ones kind of the groom indexes that MetaHuman have. And then the outfits, let's do like you'll see the ones that are kind of typical for metahumans. And I've just added some dirt, just to kind of okay, dirty it up a little bit, but yeah, the ones that I'm gonna use are probably the ones in the 16th, like this one, for example. So so it's easy to change it. So basically, I've used what I had for my NPC and just added the functionality from that crowd that um, that the kind of the city crowds from MetaHuman. From not from MetaHuman, but from the city sample. I think they split that project into like a city sample buildings, I think the streets, I mean the cars and the crowds. So the functionality here, it's all based on a data table, which is really useful to quickly add variety into these non-interactable NPCs. Hey, Kello, what building pack are you using? So I am using the building pack is called Town Shops. Um, it's by I can actually let me share it with you here in in Slack. I use Slack at work, so it's one of those words that I use way too often. But here, I'll share it with you here in the chat. Hopefully I can paste this, but this is it here. Hey, main act design. I don't know, but the characters remind me a little bit. Oh, thank you so much. Um, yeah, I mean, and Half-Life is definitely a favorite of mine. But so there we go. We have kind of this individual or this individual NPC, and I was talking about giving them activities. So in my original NPC when I've set it up, um, what I can do is let me see. I still need to do some cleanup with these states, but this guy can roam. So basically, when it roams, it just looks to see where's the next activity at. Um, and it's going to pick that up out of a queue. So basically, what I have is I've created a couple of actors. One of them is, let me see, hopefully I can still remember the proper name for it. So one of them is activity. So basically, this could be maybe leaning up against a wall or eating, or it all depends on the animations that I have. But for example, this could be, let's do um, a chair, because I know this one I have the animation for. And let's do maybe a bench or something for the mesh itself. Okay, let's try this one. Where is has mesh? Okay, so there's our mesh. Hey, Cello, hopefully I said that right. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Hopefully it comes in handy. All right, so now let's do the NPC. Is it the NPC focus? No, I think actually that's not being used, but bear with me for 1 second. I'm kind of getting to the point of oversaturation of my blueprints, and doing everything yourself sometimes takes a toll on remembering what you have. Uh, I think it's not activity, but let me take a look at this real quick. At least that way I can figure out, hopefully. I hate when I run into these things. And I'm not the very best at naming my things as well either. So bear with me for 1 second. Apologies. I might need to jump into my my test level just to see what could I have named that activity that kind of keeps track of all the activities in the world. It's not an activity, but it's yeah, let's just do that real quick. Apologies for this. I'm just gonna jump into my test level. I know that when I look at it, it's gonna be like, oh, that's how I named it. Um, let's see. So, Hisham, can you show us the weapon that so it's not a weapon. Um, or actually, did I talk about a weapon that blows walls? I haven't seen any messages disappearing, to be honest. Okay, let me see. Where did I put that? It's not the fall point. It is. It's NPC Navigation Center. Wow, this naming was amazing. How did I come up with that name? God. NPC Navigation Center. Jeez. All right, so this is kind of like the a manager that kind of keeps track of all the activities. And like right now, it's probably going to be just in that area. I probably need to enhance it a little bit so it's got like a radius on how many activities it can look at. So basically, the NPC wouldn't find an activity across the world and try to get to it. And the other thing is, if the NPC can get to an activity, it would cancel that activity and try to find a different one. Can we shoot the NPCs? No, you cannot shoot the NPCs. In these areas, like in these places where the hostages are held, you won't be able to access your weapons. So it's like I said, it's kind of like a safe zone. And NPC Navigation Center. Okay. So let's see how this works. So basically, when I bring this into the world, it would find this activity. So let's duplicate this and like create another one over here. So this would also be a chair, and I might need to adjust the mesh depending on, because like not all the meshes are the same. So Cello, yeah, so not for NPCs, but for enemies. And I can show you guys how it works with the enemies if um, if you want to see that as well. But yeah, this is more of an adventure game. With of course um, with the action added into it, but yeah, you won't be able to shoot the NPCs. Okay, so let's do this. So this one is two activities. They're both chair, and let's get this guy. I think I've already set him to roam. So what should he should be doing? He should be just going into and sitting on this chair, then sitting there for a little bit, getting up and finding another activity. In this case, is going to be probably this one, and sitting there. So let's jump in and see what happens. I sent the message 5 times and it kept disappearing. Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen it show up. Uh, but I'm seeing these ones. So yeah, right now that's the kind of they're all kind of bunched together, so it doesn't perform the best. Yeah, so as you can see, this guy, I'm not sure why he's not walking, but so see, he's going to this activity. And now, 1 second, let me see what's going on with him. Why isn't he? He should be going into that. Idle status, default. Okay, there we go. Let's try this. Yeah, uh, a break is always good. A break is always good. So that was really good for me when I took a break for like a couple of weeks, visited some friends. Of course, that translated into not a lot of work being done, but sometimes it's good for you. All right, let's see if this guy is actually moving now. There he goes. So I think now he's having a little bit of trouble navigating around this. And I think I might need to fix something related to how he's like standing with these arms like that. And why he's not going in. Oh, I think I know why. Uh, yeah, so he should have been able to like go up here and then sit down. And I can show you how that behavior is in that test level. But oh, there it goes. So now he was able to find. So I think he wasn't able to find the place where he's supposed to sit down just because of the collision with the bench. And now apparently he was able to get on the bench and then sit down. But as you can see, these guys are not completely like ignoring you. Like if you go into their little area, um, he would look at you. See, like he's like looking at me, but he's going about his business. Uh, so when I'm outside of his interaction area, he will look away. But just like these guys over here, I was telling you about. Like these guys, if you approach them, they will look at you, but as soon as you leave, they'd be like, okay, on to our regularly scheduled program. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think this is the same issue here. He can't reach the point. There's like a point where he needs to reach in order to sit down or start the activity. And I think he's not able to with this particular mesh. So I think what needs to happen is like I need to push the mesh back a little bit. And yeah, so I think the mesh should have been like this. We'll try this again. I think it's just how the mesh was positioned. Because he's supposed to be able to reach this spot and then sit down. And let's try the same thing for this one. Kind of transform the mesh around it. And that's the reason that I wanted to make it so that you can select any meshes for these, because you can, like I said, you can select the type of activity that it's doing, um, and so he would be able to sit down here. So let's try this one more time and see if he's able to navigate to that bench a little bit easier. Hey Prakash, how are you? Uh, Hello, is he a cringy TikTok NPC? Yeah, I mean, I guess you can call him that. I mean, or was I the one that was cringy? I was trying to chase him down, and it's like, hey, where are you going? Hey Prakash. So what I have is I believe it's like a 11 or 12 gen Intel, 64 gigs of RAM, and a 1070 GTX 1070. There we go. So see, like this time he was able to find it a lot easier. And even when he sits down in his activity and I'm around him, he can still like kind of pin it, pan his head and like look at me. So now he's going to his other activity that he was able to find, or maybe not. Let's see, is he gonna claim it? Oh, no, he's still going to that one. So it's what he's doing, he's picking up the next available activity. And since there's only one of them, let's actually add another one. So we'll see them kind of fighting, not literally fighting, but each one of them is going to try and pick up that activity. So we got this guy, and then we got this guy. I'm just going to change the outfit a little bit so that it's something a little bit different. There we go. So this one, he's wearing this outfit and that guy is wearing that outfit, so we can tell them apart. But yeah, so Prakash, like I said, that's why it's not running so well either, because 8, 9-year-old video card, you know, it's getting a little old. And I've got like a couple of dozen tabs open as well in Unreal right now. And plus all these NPCs are kind of taking a big toll on this. All right, so he goes and sits there. I'm not entirely sure why they're not really into this one over here. What's wrong with this seat, guys? Nobody claimed that one. I'm wondering if though it should have been added to the list of activities here whenever I create one. Oh no. Okay, so I need to like run it. Okay, so it wasn't added to this. So basically what it is on construction script, it just grabs all the activities. And so let's try this again. And this is what I meant by adding some more life into the world. Like you got this area and, there's all these NPCs here, like kind of the people that lived in the city, in the town and in the area before, and kind of the bad guys rounded them up and they brought him here. All right, so now let's see if these guys, so that one, he picked up that activity, and this guy, he's probably, let's see, where is he going? Did he pick up? I think he picked up that activity. All right, so there we go. So this is kind of how the activities work. This is I mean, the mechanics are in place. It's just a matter of adding a few more activities. Maybe some would be to just kind of, you know, go about and hang out by this fire with the dog, which yeah, you can pet. I mean, it's definitely not like the Far Cry animals, that you can like actually like ruffle their fur or something like that. But you get my point. So these guys, they're gonna keep going around here and just kind of start these activities and sit down and so, and right now I think I'm going to increase the time that they're spent in the activity because right now I think it's like 10 seconds or something like that. You'll see like they get up and then, all right, let's do something else. I got to do a different activity. And both of them are just kind of um, uh, the same, they're just going and sitting on a chair. And but having them kind of move around and walk around is just adding a little bit of life into the city, into the town. So, but yeah, as I was saying, the bad guys have surrounded the town and split it into these four areas, and you'll be able to move between them through the sewers. And like right now, it's not completely finished because you'll see that this is. Um, this main road has not been divided with the kind of the fence. So yeah, that's kind of like the main updates. Like I was saying, kind of around the NPCs and around filling the world with life. And from here, like I said, I'm just gonna add a few more of these NPCs and maybe a few a few more. It means like more, you know. So and of course, like I said, these guys, the ones that have like the names on top of them with the cameras, these are going to be like the main ones that are tied into the story and that you'll be able to interact with. They're going to give you missions and so on. Hey, Chadi, welcome, welcome. Oh, progressing good, progressing good. Like I said, it was a month kind of split in between just, visiting some friends and kind of really busy with work and around the house. But I did manage to get some of this work done when it comes to working with these NPCs and not just the interactable NPCs that are tied to the story, but the um, kind of the crowd NPCs, I would call them, that you don't really interact with. They're just, they're present there, they would like acknowledge you, like look at you, but you wouldn't interact with them for like story related things or anything like that. Yeah, so um, so Hisham, you know how I can get the distance between two actors and then trigger my events? Yeah, I think I might have an idea. Yeah, just post it on Discord, and I think if I'm not able to find something real quick, then I'm sure somebody else will be able to share something because I think I've seen this before. I've seen something similar to it, and I think I might be doing something similar to it as well. Yeah. Okay. So that was one thing. I think the other one was. Um, I did spend a little bit of time in kind of also, I'm not sure if I've shown this in the previous stream. This is where the warehouse used to be. So I thought it was kind of a weird positioning for it. So what I did is I kind of moved it right outside of town. So I'm gonna need to, kind of work out finish off the terrain a little bit out here. But yeah, I just didn't feel like it was a very good placement for it out here. And the other thing is this little lake area, I might get rid of it because it's kind of odd how this road is finishing off right into this little set of rocks. So I might extend this little road out and kind of meet into this main road here. I'll see how that works. But yeah, I think those were the main updates. I know it took a little bit of time to present them, and but I hope that they were interesting to see. Oh, thank you, Chatty. Thank you so much. So I think, yeah, like I said, the main thing, the main part of it was around, bringing some life into the town, and especially since it's tied into the story that like the inhabitants of this area were put into these like kind of zones. Yeah. Oh, I see, Hisham. Yeah, so that part, um, I'm not sure if you wanted to do it like that. Um, I think that might be better done through like an LOD system, though I'm not entirely sure since I don't use nanite. I don't know much of it. Yeah. All right. So let's see. I think what I wanted to maybe do for the rest of the stream is let's actually try and get that selfie, from like that I mentioned for these two characters that you're kind of looking for. So let's see if I can recall real quick what one needs to do. So first, if I'm not mistaken, with the sequencer, and I believe level sequence actor should do the trick. So once I place this in here, let's create a new level sequence. And this one, I'm gonna do, let's call it selfie level sequence. Oh, I see, Isham. Yeah, that part is way beyond my skills, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And at least I haven't done anything like that. All right, so with the level sequence, what we should be able to do is I should be able to pick this character out and then add selected one. There we go. And in here, I believe the face, what I can do, let me see. I know there was a face control rig. Um, I'm gonna stumble a little bit through here because I can't recall exactly how oh, I think it might be a pose. So the pose from here, let me see exactly where I have it because it doesn't really the when you look for a pose, it doesn't really filter this browser window. It's kind of, I wouldn't call it useless, but it's, you can browse the things, but it just doesn't show that control rig. So let me see if I can find it through my browser. So I think they might be called rigs, so at least maybe that way I can like use it. Um, so there were some that were kind of like, open mouth, like this, like angry, sad, anger. Let's see what else. Rage. So I think they might be in this folder here. So let's go ahead and show in folder view. So we got satisfaction, we got laughter, we got joy. Let's use this one. And it is in assets, content, assets. Yeah, some of these browser windows are still stuck in like some previous versions that never got updated. But let's see, assets. That's in MetaHumans actually. So MetaHumans, where do I have MetaHumans? There's so much in here. MetaHumans, common, uh, again, common, pose library, face, expressions. All right, so let's bring one of these in. And we were thinking of using this one. And if I recall correctly, I think you can paste pose. Let's see, did that change? Not so much. Let's see. There's not every single time is where there's like, for whatever reason, it finds two faces, but it should apply to this one. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't. There we go. So what I had to do is, and this is completely, I mean, it's how it was engineered. You have to select the controls and then paste the pose. So basically, I have, the smiling face. Like for example, if you want to put like the one with the anger, again, select controls and paste it in, and you can see like it's got the angry face. Um, and let's go back to kind of like the joy. So select controls and paste it. So that's one. That's for her. So let's get the other one in here. So we'll select him. I will select him if I can. Come on, work with me, Windows. There we go. All right, so let's get the second actor in here. And since it's switched into animation mode, I need to go back into selection mode and then add him to my animation here as well. So we're moving to animation mode again. And for him, let's see if we can go down here to face control, and we'll do like, like a typical guy would make some kind of funny face. And would be like this. And I'm not entirely sure why did I not? I was kind of thinking that for this, for for her, it should have. Why did it change it for both of them? Oh, interesting. Why would it change for both of? I mean, did it select everything? So then it might be worth. Is there a way to deselect this? Because I don't really want to have two sequencers in here. Yeah, I guess it selected both of them, which is kind of interesting. Okay, well, let's see if I can just go like this. And then just going to select everything in here separately. I'm not going to go through the selection that this has. And let's put one with this or this. No, that didn't really work. Let's try and do select controls again. And then in here, I'm going to try and deselect. Oh, actually, it worked. So, but I had the wrong one selected. So he's like happy, she's like sad. Uh, so I guess we can we can use that for now and try and see kind of what I was thinking of doing with my um, with my little create a selfie type of thing. Okay, but in order to get them, let's kind of get them to kind of hug or like a hand over the shoulder. So for that, let's go back into like the animation mode here. And we got the rig. So I'm gonna, and this is first time for me, guys. So um, bear with me. So what I was hoping to do is actually grab one of these, uh, and I know like this. Oh yeah, this is the part where I was not. It wasn't like because I have multiple skeletons. Um, it's never selecting like the right one, even though kind of there's the rig on there. So let me see if I can grab the right skeleton here. And I should have named them a little bit better. So let's try, let's see, is it this one? It's not that one. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't look so similar, these rigs, especially when you have multiple skeletons. The rigs are awesome, but it's really hard to determine which one, especially in my case, since I have these kind of modular characters, which one I want to use. So let me see if I'm gonna try and first save everything. We're at a pretty good spot. So let's try and get the proper rig, what I hope it would be the proper rig. Just want to make sure that I'm looking into the right one. Metacarpal, thumb. Let's try using this thumb and see if, okay, so this is the proper rig, which is good. I'm gonna try and remove the other one. But that's interesting. Like the other rig, I can't select unless so. This is what I did. So right now, this is the character mesh, which is kind of like the main um, that drives the animation. That has like the um, like the walking, all that kind of stuff. And but this is the one that actually drives the bones. And unfortunately, it doesn't show me anything in here. So what I need to do is I would need to do to figure out which one I want to select. Luckily, if you just put your hand around somebody's shoulder, is just like the upper arm, I believe, or the clavicle. So maybe it'll be easier. Let's see. This is so many bones. So we got the hand, upper arm. Let's see. So kind of like this in a way. And of course, being a selfie is just going to be like, um, not a whole lot of, it's just going to be kind of like the face. So I can try and get this guy. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I would need to change their clothes now, wouldn't I? And these guys are a little bit less dynamic because I wanted to, though I should have like make them maybe a little bit more. better looking clothes. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Why is it playing like this little animation? Let's try a different jacket on this guy. Ooh, that's kind of weird why that would move. And this guy would just be in that position. Let's just make it like that so it doesn't really do anything. All right, so let's try and kind of bring them close. So it'd be something like this. And let's see if we can adjust her position to try and make that arm a little bit higher up. And let's see if we can actually, I'm not sure if this one is going to work as like an IK type of rig, like it works with the metahuman, the actual control rig that the metahuman has for its skeleton. But let's try that out. And I think I'm going to start with the hand. So the right hand is, where is it? Hand left, hand left. Where's the right hand? Not sure if this is gonna do it, but that's the body, that's the hips. Okay, yeah, so that works. So this is what I meant. Um, Let me try and actually pick the hand because like out of all this pile, since I don't see the control rig with my setup, um, I still need to try and see which one this one is. Uh, so hips, arm, hand. So I got all these hand R's, but there's nothing that I can affect with them. Pinky, ring. Can we search here? Does this work? Hand underscore R, FK control. So let's see if we can bring it like this. So it somewhat works. Okay, that could, but see, like these ones don't do anything, so it's just this one. Okay, and then sure if I can do the neck to be like ah. Okay, that's kind of funny. But he looks kind of I'm not sure why his stuff didn't have um, the proper facial expression applied. So let me try and select these things again and see if it gets applied. I think he's like the second one. So I'm going to try and apply the kind of the joy. Nope, that didn't do it. try and select controls again. Okay. Okay, no, it applied it to her. So is she the second one for the control rig? Apparently, maybe. All right, so let's try and look at him. I think this might be him, though it doesn't. So weird how it's so weird how these poses are applied, especially if you have multiple of these on the same sequence. And again, this is me trying this for the first time. As far as applying these, but let's see. So I got the sequencer here, and this is the. Of course, I didn't name them right, but let's try and get this one in here. I was hoping there was a select all. So let's select everything in here for the facial stuff. And oh yeah, so that's still her. But I wanna try and use him. Why would that be? Why can I place it here? Sometimes I hate the way Windows dock these windows. Windows docks the windows, but all right, so let's see. I'm assuming, I can only be assuming that these are like the, oh, that's hers. Could I select one of them from him? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Did I add her twice in here? No, they're different. Definitely different. Okay, so selecting him. Let's see, would this apply to him or? No, it still applies to her. Yeah, so that still applies to her. So I think I might just need to make another sequencer for him. So let's try and do that since I can't think of any other way to do it. But hopefully you get what I'm trying to do here with this um, little selfie and kind of what the reason that you're I wouldn't say in this mess, but the reason why you came to this location. So let's try and do that with another sequencer because, like I said, I can't figure out why that one is not working. So let's create a new asset level sequence. And this is going to be for Marcus. All right, and opening this up, let's select. Oh, and she went into like this little standby. Why? Let's try and use animation asset. And how do you apply? How do you apply one of those Sequences. Oh, you have to have it opened. Oh yeah, so I guess you have to have this open like this. And apparently now they both have it applied. This is so weird. Okay, let's try making this again. Why isn't this easier? Of course, because I didn't learn too much about this. But I mean, this is a pretty good shot as well. I mean, it's very dynamic with like her hair is like a little bit just floating there. Um, okay, so like I said, of course, I need to fix it so that the hand texture like or like material matches like the face tint as well. So let's see. I was going to give this another try with the animation. Going back into animation. Um, let's see. Is it him this time? Okay, it looks like it's him now. Okay. I still don't get it why it didn't work the first time. All right, so let's do kind of a I'm not sure like an upset face or like disgust. That could be kind of a dude thing to do. But let's see if it applies it to him or applies it to both. Oh, come on. So I'm gonna try and see if I can deselect that. All right, so we got this. And then let's see, what do we have selected here? So that deselected everything. But if I was to select the controls again, so as you can see here, I got all the controls for the face. But what I would like to do is I'd like to deselect the other character. So basically deselect this stuff here. Because if you just select them, it's not going to paste the pose, which that's why it kind of leads me to think that it needs um, to be separate though. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So I had to select all the way up to into like the face control rig as well. Let's see if I just select the face control rig. Can I apply it just by selecting that? No, so you have to select from here. So for my second actor, basically, I would have to select from here. And select everything all the way down to here. And now let's see if I apply. So, going into my control rig pose, I'm gonna click on paste pose. And there we go. So now what I can do is actually, you know, take a screenshot of this. And let's see if we can get interestingly, like the skies is not, does not have, where are the clouds? Did my material get broken in this for the sky? Let's take a quick peek. Bear with me for 1 second. No, it's not broken. But let me see if I add it in again. That's a little bit weird. All right, so yeah, these guys are like happy and sad at the same time. Yeah, that's interesting because this is how I see it here, but in the world, it doesn't show up like that. So yeah, since it's a selfie, we don't really. I mean, it'd be kind of actually, it'd be probably a little bit nicer if his arm would be extended as he's like holding a cell phone, to take the selfie. Um, so let me see if I can do that. All right, so let's go into animation mode here. And in my sequencer, I'm going to try and select his upper arm right. Upper arm. Right, let's see if this one will like bring it up. It's got a weird twist in it. Let's see if from this position, if I can use the right hand and get that through IK. So kind of like this. All right, and try and rotate the upper arm a little bit. So that looks like a selfie almost. Let's see if we can also get the left arm to kind of be the same way, like he's holding like a cell phone. All right, and the same thing for the hand. There we go. I think that's kind of interesting. Let's see. Hisham is saying, whenever I try to enable nanite for large light scripting. Oh, yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't use nanite. I mean, It's I think it's great, but I don't think it's ready for production. At least not that I can tell. I mean, you know what? At least not that I know how to do. So let me put it that way. Um, yeah. Okay, so there we go. Almost. Actually, I was gonna do her hand here because it looks like it doesn't seem to work um, with the shirt so well. And let's try and get it to work a little bit better. So I'm gonna go to the first one, and that's the right hand. Right. Uh, let's see if we can. Okay, kind of like this. Um, I wish there was. Let me actually, 1 second. So, I think this might work. Let me see. Index 01 left, index 01 right. Yeah, there we go. This is what I wanted to do. So you can like kind of somehow this one works is set up, you know, when it comes to like adjusting the hand, you know, it does take part of that control rig, but not not entirely perfect. So thumb right or thumb. Let's see if the thumb can also go like this. There we go. Okay. So that kind of works. I mean, for something done the first time, um, there we go. Yeah, I think I'll take that. So basically, you're looking for these two goofballs and trying to find them. But the one thing that I can't figure out is what's going on with the sky and why did I lose that um, basically this. And that part is a little bit not necessarily an issue, but I don't get it where it went. Because I don't think um, it broke the materials. Though let's see if, so this would be daytime. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't, if you press G going into game mode, that thing is hidden. Oh, that's interesting. And I don't have it to be hidden in game, so that's why it's kind of odd. Why would it why would it be hidden in game? But we have kind of a good placement here for these two to take their like a little selfie. See if we go into full screen mode. It'd be from here. Let me try and see just to get this to look as best as possible. If we go to cinematic, is it gonna have the kind of the metahuman skin look a little bit better? Yeah, I think so. That looks quite a bit better. So I'll just need to fill out this little area here with some kind of vegetation or some other things. And yeah, so there we go. We have kind of our purpose for being in this world. And yeah, okay. So let me see. I think reflections. I wanted to keep them on Epic. So yeah, with that said, I think those were kind of like the main updates that I wanted to share with you guys as far as what has happened since the last time I streamed and until today. So the plan for from now until tomorrow is for me to fix a couple of these issues and also add a few more activities. Clear out some of these NPCs so they're not like all bunched up together over here. And what we'll do tomorrow is probably work a little bit more on kind of finishing off these separated zones and make a way for the player to get into here. Because as I was showing you before, the player will fall somewhere around the motel. So kind of in the back area of the motel, somewhere around here-ish. And so in order to make his way into this first zone, which will be back here. My plan is to have the sewer kind of dump water into the lake here. This would be like rainwater and some other things like that. That literally everybody does it in the world. And so the sewer would run from here into the town, maybe somewhere around here. And so I'll kind of work a little bit on the infrastructure, and what we'll do tomorrow is kind of test that out a little bit and see how the player gets around from the the fall point, somewhere around here, being able to swim, which I need to revisit, make sure that like the swimming is still working as expected. Because one thing that I also didn't mention is that right now I'm in 5.4, so that took a little bit of doing as well. There were some issues upon migration, but that also took some time to take care of. And so yeah, I'm hoping, like I said, for tomorrow, for us to have kind of like getting into this area, and also I can show you how the safe zone, I call it a safe zone, but works. Meaning, like once you enter the safe zone, you holster the weapons. You can't really shoot or like you know do any kind of shooting, and at the same time you're protected from like all the all the enemies that are like on the walls back here, and yeah. I'm still debating on what to do with the main street here, like either two sets of fences with like some guards patrolling in the middle, and that's kind of where I lean to. But I got a couple of ideas swimming around in my head. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturdays, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope to see you tomorrow. So yeah, take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.